Hi, everybody. This is day 3. I'm pretty proud of myself for even doing it day 3 because I'm very hesitant about stuff. But I just thought I would share with you some more of my story and hopefully, get my word out there that it is very possible to stay sober and clean. Like, it's a hard job, but well, for me it's a hard job because, like, I've never been this sober this long, you know what I'm saying? And it's been since August, so that is like a shock to me ever. And it's just like, it's a lot for me to, like, stay clean and sober, because I stress a lot, and I always think, oh, what's gonna happen to me, like, and like addicts, we like the instant, like, want it now kind of thing, and I've had to learn, like, I can't have everything right at the moment. Like, I'm stressing on Christmas. I might be able to give my grandkids stuff and my family, my kids and their, significant others. But it's okay. It's okay. I know that one day it will happen where I can give them a nice Christmas and, and like, and give my grandbabies nice things too, But I know my family understands, like, I can't do that right now. And that's okay. But see, as an addict, I would like, I could go sell drugs and then make up the money, you know what I'm saying? And get high. And then, be able to get my family stuff. And so Christmas is a really stressful year too, because, like, my mom died day after Christmas, a few years back. And so it brings my anxiety really up. Thankfully, I take pills for my anxiety because I don't know how. I think that's just it too. Like, because I'm really persistent with my doctor about, like, when she prescribes me any pills, that it'd be non-narcotic, drugs. So, but these pills that I take now, I can't. I suck at pronunciation. So sorry, but I think they're called Bisbars or something like that. But they're really not bad, and they're non-habit forming, so that's really great for me. They was going to put me on Xanax, and I was like, oh, I just don't think so, because, see, I'm an addict, and I would probably abuse them just for the high, and so I just, I sit there and I just hope and pray that I can, have finally a Christmas not high. And, isn't that crazy? I cannot say I haven't had a Christmas since my mom has passed that I have not been high. And she's been gone for years, you know what I'm saying? And if that says any freaking thing, well, let's see, my daughter Chloe is 12. So, it's been about that long. And even before that, I wasn't sober either. So it's been way longer than that, but it's been a long time. That's crazy, huh? I didn't even think like of years. That's something. So, but I had a really good time last night with my daughter-in-law, Casey. She is my son Eric. Okay, he's in Florida right now for business, for his job. And so, and I think I've told everybody, like, I stay with my son and his old lady here in Fargo, And what's crazy about it is that he is out of town until tomorrow. He gets back tomorrow evening. But me and Casey, we had a really good time last night. We sat down for an hour or to a couple hours together and was talking. And she really expressed some feelings about how she felt in regards to me. But she was just like, I have to apologize. And I said, well, what for? And she said, because I've just been so judgmental and not realizing how hard this has been for you. But she's, and it just shocked me because I've always thought Casey has always kind of had this thing with me, like she doesn't really care for me. But I got what she was why she felt this way, and the main reason was because it was because she had she felt like when I'm in need of something, I would always ask my son Eric. And she just was trying to protect him in that way, but she realizes now that it's just my addiction was really in control, and so I couldn't maybe take care of myself on some things sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And she was just like, but she's like, I'm so proud of you, because like you're trying everything on your own, doing everything on your own. I mean, you get support from us, but you're really trying to do everything on your own, and and talk things out with us when you're having issues. And I was just really happy that she has really seen that, I'm trying so hard to, get past this. And then and then I was going through my YouTube, videos that I had done, and I was thinking, well, maybe I need to, see if I've missed anything of how to, reach out to audience. So no, I was correct. The only way you make any kind of earnings, I guess, is if you have I'm yet to put some money into it. But that's okay, because like I said, I'm going to do this raw and unedited and kind of just share everything with you guys. I mean, from my day-to-day journeys of how I feel, what I do. Oh, and I didn't work out today. But I did get up, I got dressed, I showered, brushed my hair, and did my teeth, and I was just like, wow, Robin, you're just, you're trying, at least you're trying to, get up and move around. I take a lot of pills too now, just for my health, because of my health, I've really damaged my body from the drugs, and that's just really something, isn't it? That we don't realize how badly we have damaged our bodies from the drugs. I don't know about other people, but I know that, excuse me, I know that meth, even when I will watch my videos before I do put them out, just to see, and I have like a facial movement a lot, and I ramble on, and I can never really kind of stay in one place. If you notice, I go back and forth, moving myself around, and I try so hard not to, and that's a good thing to put myself out here and tell my story, because I'm not very good at reaching out to others, because I get judged for everything, and there was a comment on one of my videos, and this guy said about he wanted me to wrap my thighs around his ears or something, and I was just thinking, that is so fucking rude and just unacceptable to say to me, because I will never happen in my life that I would do that for some guy. And plus, my ass stinks. You don't want to smell my ass. That's a good one. But anyhow, I don't share. I'm sharing a lot with you guys with my story, which doesn't bother me. It doesn't at all. I have just, I have put myself out there for comments. I do understand that. Do you know what I'm saying? But I do put myself out there for this kind of comments. I knew in the back of my head. I just didn't really think that it would happen if I was pretty honest and upfront and saying, please don't do it. Don't send nasty comments to me. Because, it gets to me. It bothers me. But in the back of my head, I knew that it would happen. You know what I mean? I just didn't think so fast. I mean, I don't get a lot of questions. I don't get a lot of likes. I don't get a lot of views. But so, what little bit it does happen, I just going to have to get used to it, And I'm okay with that. I'm just going to have to be okay with that. I can't let everybody's opinions of how they see me or perceive me affect me. And it's a good way of learning. Either I'm going to make it or I'm not going to make it. But whatever way it goes, it's a good experience for me to put my stuff out there, express how I feel. But anyways, today is my daughter's 20th birthday. Oh my God. I'm proud of you, Katerina, and I love you. I'm so proud of her. She's got her a wonderful husband, and I think they're just the greatest things on earth. And she, we was talking last night, but anyways, when I had her 20 years ago, me and her dad, I conceived her on my birthday, which was March 11th, and she was born right on time, December 11th. And I told her, I said, oh my God, you know what? Try to have a baby. And she's like, Mom. So, but no, it's her birthday. And I'm super happy for Katerina. She's doing good. I can't believe her. Her and her husband, they own a home. And they're just young, though. But they're doing it. They really do hard, She stays home and takes care of the house. And her babies are 3 dogs that she loves so dearly. We did have another dog. His name was Aries. He passed away. I miss him. He was just the greatest dog ever. But anyways, she has 3 other dogs, and they're her babies. Them are her babies, and you can't tell her and Dustin otherwise. Them are their children right at this time in life, and that's kind of cool. Because you know what, they deserve. They give. I mean, they don't deserve, but they give their dogs this wonderful lives. And Katerina's a huge advocate for animals. She just is. She loves all animals pretty much. I know. She'd probably say, "No, I don't," but yeah, she does. I know my daughter. But she's great. She's wonderful. But I talked to my grandbabies again, and I love talking to them daily. If I can speak to them daily, that makes my day, because I want them to see their grandmother grow right along with them, as in growing for I'm growing and staying on the right path right now. And it's hard some days. I do say it's hard. I don't think there's not some days. I struggle every day. Like just even right now, I'm struggling. And but I know that I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to keep myself right here. And I'm not going to go and do nothing stupid, because there's nothing for me to do anything stupid about. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know what? Sorry. Trying to make, there. I was kind of wondering what was going on here with my, making this too bright or too light or something, huh? I suck at this. Okay. This is why it gets unedited as well, because I suck at this. So I'm sorry, you guys. Hopefully you understand. But I just I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of like on this. Also, I told you I was like I'm studying for my GED. you know? And that's like really hard to do, especially when you have a learning disorder. And it still just is bothering me because I really want to get my GED and I just don't know how am I going to do that if I have a learning disorder. I just am not able to get past certain things. I just don't comprehend correctly. And so I don't know what to do. And it's frustrating. It hurts. Because it's like I really want to, what my real goal is to get my high school diploma, right? And then, and even though I'm 51, I would love to just go to college. And even if I don't make it that long in life, at least I tried. But it's so important to have a high school education anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't hire you. And that's just it. I can't even get a job. I can't get a job, and then I can't get a place. And then, so it's so frustrating. And I know, like, this is just the beginning of my life. And that's what I was saying in the very beginning. That as an addict, we want things right then and there. Like, bam, bam, bam. But as being sober, you don't get to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Sometimes it takes a little bit, to get what you want. And I do know that to get a degree in schooling and stuff like that, it takes a little bit. It doesn't happen overnight. And it just, I don't know, my daughter, I don't know, she doesn't really mind me sharing, not a lot about her life, but I don't think I do, but she went in and got her GED the next day. And I don't know how she did it, but she doesn't also, I don't think she has a learning disability because you can't just go in and get a GED the next day if you have one. I'm pretty sure of that. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I'm trying. I study, and I do study. I actually, hold on here. I use this right here. Just the GED test prep plus, which is pretty much still same thing. Nothing's really outdated on this. And this is the best one you can possibly get, you know what I'm saying? But it is really, it's hard. It is. I'll show you. I'm just this is a thick book, okay? And it's just, it's just crazy, it's nuts. And it's the math, the powers and roots and, come on here, let's see what else we got. Orders of operations, scientific, notations. I don't know. And, I think, too, I would do so much better in a classroom setting. And what I mean by a classroom setting, a teacher, just like when you go to regular school, in elementary, junior high, and high school, you have a teacher that's standing at a board and you all take turns. It's like a working thing. And then you do your lesson. You know what I'm saying? But you get taught. And that's what I think I need more than anything, is a classroom setting with a teacher that's teaching you. Instead, in these GED learning centers, they just give you a notebook and you have to sit there with a book. And if you can't afford the GED book, you got to leave the books there. I mean, they'll copy pages for you, but this is not even my book. I had to get it from the library because it's just they're expensive, and like I said, no money. So I just don't know what to do. And then my son tries tells me, well, there's learning things on the internet. Same reasoning, though. Like I was telling him, same thing, Eric. It's just like it's just like this workbook. There's no teacher to teach me. So if I can't read and comprehend something, then I can't read and comprehend it. So there's really no need for me to even try it. So right now even though I'm doing these workbooks every day, or this workbook, and trying to, this is where I'm coming up and failing a lot. Because I'm not able to do it. And like my son says, that pretty much what you do is you look at the answer and then try to figure out how they got the answer. So you're kind of doing it backwards, and you don't do the complete work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing half-ass, which is true. But I love him, and he at least keeps it very real with me, huh? Anyhow, I don't know. It's just a lot to take in for me. All I know how to do is just clean and cook and take care of my family, with the best I can. Anyhow, maybe somebody's got some suggestions for me of where I can go to get, some help or something. I don't know. But it's just a lot. And it's starting to worry on my mind more and more. And it kind of worries me. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to lose my mind over crazy things that maybe I shouldn't probably stress so much on. But if I don't, I'm never going to make it. I'm not going to get somewhere. I don't got nobody to give me a home or give me money like that. Or to, and that's like why, too, when I look at the homeless, I see why they're homeless. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I get what they're struggling with. Because it's like a lost cause. And if you're a lost cause, you're stuck out on the streets. And what's the best thing to do? Go get high. That's what it's like. That's the real struggle. I mean, I've met some really smart fucking people, homeless, and I have a really good friend that I still talk to this day, and he, when I first met our friend Cornbread, that's what they call him, scary individual. I heard some terrifying things about this man, about things he had done to people in the camps. But, he, him and his girlfriend, not so much his girlfriend, believe it. But he had pretty much taught me a lot about how to stay safe and what to do, outside, of my, to keep people outside of my camp, and to follow rules, because camp leaders don't tolerate so much, and then, it becomes a violent situation sometimes. And so, you just gotta, stick with the rules and help others out and don't steal from no one, yada, yada, But this dude had been, at one time in his life, he was a bull rider. That's crazy, because on YouTube, he actually is on there. He got gored by a bull, and it cut his gut open, and his intestines, everything was, oh my God, it was, it was on, what was it? He was gored by the horn, the horn, and he lives. So then later on in his life, he was a bounty hunter, a bull rider. He's been a nurse. He's an artist, a tattooist, and all these things. But somehow he lost himself and from all that to being in a homeless camp for like 10 years of his life, or 5 years or something like that. But now he's got his own place, but he enjoys being out in that lifestyle, because in the homeless camps, because then he feels a need of being wanted, and being in your own place by yourself, and having problems with your relationships with others. Everybody stands up behind him. They like him, and everybody just adores him. And he's just became a really important person in me and my son Steven's life. He really is a mentor for Steven. My son Steven sometimes struggles with a lot of anger issues and stuff like that, but he has learned a lot, and he does really good now. Especially now that he has an old lady and 2 boys. He's really mellowed out in his life, and I'm so proud of Steven as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's but that's what I'm trying to say is like, living in these homeless camps or being homeless, it's just because there's nothing left. He can't do none of that stuff that he used to do it, because now he's just so, his body's worn from all the drugs and this and that, just like my body, and mentally unstable as well. You know what I'm saying? This is so sad. But I'm thinking, I watch a lot of recovering people, but they're famous people. They're people that's got millions already in their pockets, so they're not struggling too bad. But there's real life people out here too that I've watched their little stories and stuff like that on television or something. And they've made it. I just don't know how. A lot of them already had probably, high school education or degrees or not. I don't know their whole story, and I can't judge no one or say for sure, because I don't know. But saying I don't do meetings, I don't do things like that because I can't do those. I will clam up fast. That'll make me leave and go get high. It will. And everybody says, well, you're not handing it over to God. No, I've handed everything over to God, but that's who saved when I told him that back in August, and when I told him, please God, please send me a miracle. He sent me a miracle. And who would have ever known that it was one of my kids' school friends that they grew up with, and he knew exactly who I was, and he got me the help I needed. That is unbelievable. I've never heard of nothing like that in my whole life. So I have handed things over to God because God's my only strength in life. I don't have nobody that will ever understand me more than him. He's got me. I know he does, but sometimes it's just nice to have other people help you as well. But help you like in just being supportive. And I don't find that in meetings, and I don't find that in sobriety places, because it works for some people, but it just doesn't work for me. And that's sad to say, but it's true. I don't. I think you just have to know when you hit rock bottom. When you hit the rock bottom part, and I mentioned this already twice, I think, now in my other videos. But once you hit the rock bottom, then you know that you're truly done. So I just I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'm going to try real hard today just to stay positive. I might have a few breakdowns, but that's okay because I'm home alone, and I can do that when I'm home alone. Maybe just sit in the bathtub and relax a little bit today. And I love you all, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.